All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here. Last day of April. Really good month for me. And, I want to recap some of the best plays and what's working right now, just so that you can understand that you must be capitalizing every single day. And we have the tools to help you. I don't know if you guys realize this, but, we've come out with a lot of tools the past few months. And this has taken a lot of effort, a lot of research, a lot of time, a lot of money for my team and I to come up with this, and it's to help you. Just to give you an example, before I get into my trades, ibrx, okay? This was alerted by XGPT. I will link XGPT in the link below. You should be using it every single day. This is an AI program that we spent literally 7 figures on. It's stupid how much AI costs, but it's worth it. And it sends out an email every single trading day at 3:15 p.m. Eastern looking for good plays that can spike the next trading day. It's looking for future strength. Some people are like, you're looking out into the future. Is it an exact science? No. Is it going to win 100% of the time? No. But it basically finds the best setups with the best odds. It's creating a watch list autonomously every single day, every single afternoon. ibrx was alerted on Friday. I also traded it. I don't always trade the XGPT picks, but it really helps me with the watch list building, pre-market or, midday, or, afternoon. And for me, ibrx was a great trade on Friday, a great buy because it was finishing higher, and it had some very positive, some potential lung cancer treatment news. Not many people really pay attention to breaking news or strong stocks late on Friday. Everyone kind of tunes out for the weekend. This is why my weekend newsletter has been so dead on. It's basically an inefficiency, and I totally underestimated it. This is the beauty of trading safely. If I could go back in time, I would have traded it more aggressively. But I mean, this was a $5 billion company. It actually went all the way up to a $7 billion company. So pretty crazy. I was buying it in the low and mid 7s, and it went to the mid 10s. So I didn't really expect that, but it's a heavily shorted stock. And this has been the theme for the past few weeks, the past few months. We haven't seen a lot of promo stocks. Short squeezes have been on fire. So when you have a heavily shorted name, even if it's a multi-billion dollar company, which was a surprise to me that it could spike so much, heavily shorted name with a news catalyst and strong price action and strong volume, this is what happens. And this was, basically Friday, and this was yesterday. Yesterday we had that massive squeeze from the 8s here all the way up to the mid 10s. And again, this isn't going to happen all the time, especially with giant companies. I want you to see the prices. But this is what a short squeeze looks like, okay? Leave a comment underneath this video. Say, I will capitalize, because this is not going to be the last short squeeze. There's going to be more. Thank you to all the short sellers out there for your toxic, pessimistic, negative, leper views on life. Trust me, I know I used to be a short seller. I made millions shorting, but now shorting is a lot more dangerous, a lot riskier. The squeezes are crazier, and it's more crowded, Partially my doing, because a lot of my millionaire students are short biased. And it makes sense. Most of these companies will fail. But the beautiful thing about this hot market is that these short squeezes can go further than you think. So whether you're part of my weekend newsletter, and, I traded it way too conservatively, selling a lot in the 7s and 8s. I didn't even get to the 9s or the 10s. Whether you're in the weekend newsletter or you're using XGPT or both, we have the tools to spot the biggest winners. That's what this is all about. And then you choose whether you want to take the trade, whether you want to be conservative, whether you want to be aggressive, but the opportunity is there. And that's why I love this market. And congrats to so many of you. I mean, there's literally hundreds of you who messaged me about this. And even if you missed it, at least you're seeing it and you're learning. That's the beautiful thing. So many people think, oh, Tim, this is a scam. AI is a scam. Short squeezes are a scam. Look, you can think whatever you want. I'm just going to keep doing whatever I do. And I'm going to keep trying to take advantage of it. And if you look at my trading, I traded it way too conservatively. This coulda, woulda, shoulda been. I had 5,000 shares. It went up $3 a share from my entry. So in a perfect world, I'm making 15 grand. I'm taking 1/10 of the potential gains here, like think about that. There's a saying, teachers are those that can't do. Well, I've made millions and I continue to make, this has been my average gain actually over 25 years of trading, roughly 1,500. But I am taking such a small amount of the potential profits. And this is why several of my challenge students have now made more, double than what I've made in like a third of the time. So never think that what I'm doing is best case scenario. Some people are like, oh, Tim, you're not that great of a trader. I agree. There's so much more opportunity, but I am proud to teach and, still up 110 grand so far in the first 4 months of the year. And, in the past 30 days, let me go to my 30 days, a little over 30 grand, 33 grand. So, $1,000 a day on average. Teachers are those that can't do. I'm still pretty proud. And by the way, I donate 100% of these trading profits to charity, not trying to virtue signal, but to help you show, why I love doing this. I love teaching the process. This 33,000 will basically go to building a new school. We now have 121 schools worldwide. My goal is 1,000 schools. Contact me if you want to build a school. We actually just had another trader just donate 30,000 for a school. It's amazing how far, the dollar can go in a lot of countries, and $30,000 can change literally hundreds of kids' lives, or thousands of kids, over time, because the school keeps going. But this is what I want you to understand. Okay. I need you to understand why I'm doing this. I love teaching. I love showing you the process. I love showing you the conservative approach. If you ever think, wow, what is Tim going to do? I am a coward trader. Okay. That's me. You choose however you want to trade these things. You can be more aggressive. You can paper trade. You can trade small. Like, it's up to you. I'm just here to show you the potential plays. And, ibrx came to us from several locations, right? It was on XGPT, and it was also a perfect weekend trade. And again, XGPT is not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect every weekend. But when there's a solid setup, more times than not, we are going to capitalize. And the question is, are you? So I'm proud to show you this. Also, muln. This was an XGPT alert yesterday. Okay, it's not just over the weekend plays. And muln was closing strong. It's a former supernova. XGPT sent out the alert with a signal price of $5 and a target price of $5.76. And when stocks to trade tweeted this, it was up to 610. I think it got up to the sevens. Yeah. So after hours, this is all after hours, mind you. Okay. The signal, again, XGPT, I'll post a link below, but the signal comes around 3:15 p.m. Eastern every single day, looking for overnight plays, looking for afternoon gappers, looking for, morning spikes the next day. And the key is, this was actually 3:14 p.m. Eastern, my bad. The key is you want a stock to close strong. You could do this on your own, but AI just crunches the data better. You want the stock to close strong. You want it to be ideally a former supernova with some kind of catalyst. And muln is a Tesla sympathy play. Tesla is spiking. So the signal price is right here at 5. And it came out with a target price of 5.76. This was... How long did it take to go from 5 to 5.76? This was like right into the close. 5 to... it was even before the close, actually, that it hit the target price. But then after hours, it goes to the 7s. So again, not an exact science, but XGPT nailed it. And I'm really proud of XGPT. I miss this one. I'm not going to be there all the time. I'm literally traveling all over the world. The 30,000 is nice, but it's also, I've been in Asia for most of the month. And I start to lose my mind towards the end of the month, just with the time zone. It's 12 to 13 hours ahead. But congrats to everybody, on muln. So XGPT on fire almost every single day. There's a big winner. And again, XGPT, we've programmed it, but it runs autonomously. Which is pretty cool. So my other trade that I took yesterday was on CAUD. Again, another coward trade. I only got a partial fill. And for me, this one was a stocks to trade breaking news spiker. So I wouldn't trade without stocks to trade breaking news. We're using all these tools to try to get better, whether you're using AI, whether you're using breaking news. It all helps to add plays to your watch list so that you can get better information quicker. And stocks to trade breaking news alerted this, CAUD, pre-market, it's just an AI spiker. This is the hot trend right now. If you go back through my trades 20 plus years, ago, it was the .com spikers. Now it's the AI spikers. Are any of these AI companies going to make it? Are they going to matter? Probably not. No and no. But they can spike because this is the hot trend. And if I teach you correctly, you focus on the hot trend. I say ride the hype, just never believe it. Again, leave a comment below this. If you understand, you should be using AI. You should be using stocks to trade breaking news. You should be, trading AI stocks or hot stocks. Leave a comment. Say, I will capitalize. Let's see how many of you understand this. Because some of you are like, the market's not that great. I don't know what you're seeing. Either you're not using XGPT, either you're not using stocks to trade breaking news, either you're not, learning from my, 9,000 video lessons over 2 decades. It's the same damn patterns, guys. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. But at the same time, you don't want to chase. The lesson here on CAUD, it's not just like, oh, buy any stock with AI news. CAUD actually, again, went all the way up to 86 cents. I was in the 50s and out in the 60s. But I bought the dip. So when the news came out, it immediately spiked. And you can see this here. Let me zoom in just so you can see. So this was the initial spike for basically 40 cents up to 63 cents. I didn't want to chase it. If you do chase these plays, every now and then they keep going. I had a nice 90% plus winner on GXAI a few months ago when that AI spiker kept going, and that was crazy. And I, nearly doubled my money. It could have tripled it. I chased it a little bit. Sometimes it's okay to chase, but the market was also, I think, hotter a few months ago. You have to recognize seasonality. So right now, I'm not chasing these new highs. I want these stocks to come out with the news. You don't have to predict it ahead of time. I want to see them spike big, but then I want to see them come a little off the highs because then I can get, some good risk reward. The goal is to buy it off the highs and then sell into it, testing the highs or breaking the new highs. So this was the initial spike to 63, and I was dip buying it in here in the 50s. Not a perfect trade. I dip bought it at 56. I just wanted to partake in this. It actually, I think, got down to like 52. So there was a little more downside, not perfect. And then I sold back at the highs, and it was just a few minute trade pre-market. Yes, you can trade pre-market. We have several video lessons on this. Get, educated and talk to your broker. Any broker can trade pre-market. You just have to be prepared. But I sold this one, again, in hindsight, way too quick at 63 cents. It goes up to 86 cents. So, this could have been a 60% winner, and I'm taking like 10%. At the same time, it kind of stutter stepped right around here. And you can see it was a little choppy. It didn't get to 86 cents for like 3 more hours. So there's no way I'm going to hold through this choppiness. This was the second attempt, and it kind of topped out at 65. I wanted to hold for the 70s, but if there's not a convincing breakout over the previous high, I'm not going to give it time. And, it was so choppy. Yes, it went to 65, but then it actually came back down to 52. Then it goes back up to 68. Then it comes back down to 58. Then it goes back up to 75, and then comes back down to 60. So it's very choppy, but the stock is in play. The volume is huge. It's an AI runner with news. Again, this is very, very simple stuff. Okay. I'm buying strong stocks with news and trying to take profits along the way, not trying to chase too high. None of this is an exact science, but this is a really good trading day for me. And this is basically exemplifies my entire month of April, where, I'm locking in a few hundred or a few $1,000s. Selling usually too soon, which is fine by me. That's me being conservative. But anyways, I didn't trade MULN. I did trade ibrx. And then this was, this is actually a better chart. Good. Stocks to trade tweets pretty well. This is when the news came out, and 68% potential gain. if you can last through these ups and downs. I'm not great at that, okay? Remember, teachers are those that can't do. And I'll keep telling you this because I've learned that I'm good at taking profits. I've, yes, now made nearly $8 million, but I'm much better at just teaching you guys the process. And many of my students nail this. I don't have the stomach for this. Sometimes I don't have the sleep for this, but I'm really not great at like these choppy stocks where, you know, any one of these spikes, I mean, it hits the 60s and comes down. I mean, every one of these drops is like 10, 15, 20%. So for me, I cut losses quickly. I'm not into, you know, holding longer because, you know, in this case, yeah, the support held and there's higher highs and higher lows. But in many cases, you get these big drops and they never come back. So it's easy to say in hindsight now, like, yeah, Tim, you should have been more aggressive. But when it's happening and you're seeing these 10, 20% drops in a few seconds, not even a few minutes, guys, like 1 or 2 minutes, if you just take your foot off the pedal with your risk management, you know, you can be down a lot. So for me, the way that I've been making money is very meticulous, very cowardly type trading. But I'm very proud that this kept going. You know, some of you who like to trade more often, you can buy it multiple times. You know, maybe you missed the first one. Like I got the first dip and then I sold into the second spike. Here's another dip, spike. Here's another spike, dip, spike, dip, spike, dip, spike. So you have one. Well, the initial spike is one, second spike, third spike, fourth spike, fifth spike, sixth spike, 7 spikes in 3 hours. So you could trade all of them. You could trade one of them. You could trade 2 of them. You could trade 5 of them. It's up to you. You know, and maybe you don't want to hold through them like me, but you know, if I had been in a better time zone, a better headspace, you know, maybe I'm recognizing the trend and maybe you missed the first 1, 2, or 3, but then 4, 5, 6, 7 spikes, right? The trend is your friend. If a stock is going to spike 3 or 4 times, it probably is going to spike 5 or 6 times. And again, the last spike actually turned out to be the best because again, this is a short squeeze stock. So you have breaking news, but then also the best spike is when all the shorts are, you know, squeezed. And again, shorts aren't wrong. Like, look at this. It goes up to 86 cents and it's now down to 60 cents. So it's down 25% off the highs. The problem with short selling is you never know how many spikes there are. And this is the beauty of going long. So a lot of people say, Tim, like these stocks fade. Wouldn't it make sense to short sell? I would say no. It's not worth the stress. It's not worth the potential losses. Even though this one did come down 25% off its highs so far, it could still come back. And you don't know if it's going to top out at 86 cents. You know, there's so many shorts these days. None of these run-ups are really, you know, based on fundamentals. Like CAUD is not a good company. But it's up due to short squeezes. So ibrx up due to a short squeeze, and this one's actually holding up near its highs. So I continue to watch these plays, but at the same time, so much easier and so much less stressful to trade like this. This $30,000 plus, yes, it builds a school, which I'm proud of. Yes, it shows you, you know, the process, but it's really low stress. And I know we're day trading, we're trading penny stocks, so everyone thinks it's like the devil and it's so risky, but I'm trading it in such conservative ways. I think that you can trade in a scared way and still make money. I know there's a saying, you know, scared money doesn't make money. I've been trading scared for a quarter of a century and I've made millions. I think that the only way, or definitely the best way to trade these plays is to trade scared. And you'll hear me say this a lot, you know, if you trade scared, trading isn't so scary. But that's just me. I also have millionaire students who disagree and they're more aggressive. I think you should trade scared and small and cowardly in the beginning. And if you do want to get more aggressive, you can trade more aggressively later on. But most of my students have small accounts. You're just beginning. It's good to get into the groove. And these are 2 good trades where you see I sold both of them too safely, too cowardly. You know, I took 1/10 of the potential profits here, 1/6 of the potential profits here. I'm fine with that. You know, I also say 2K a day keeps the real job away. I got a lot of sayings, but it's a good market. I'm very proud of the team. You know, XGPT, I will link it below. Stocks to Trade Breaking News, I'll link it below. These are 2 tools that you should use every single day. All of these tools, and we have Oracle and Iris, all of these tools should help you find the best plays faster. Because if you find these best plays faster, just a few seconds or a few minutes faster than others, and you have enough preparation with studying, you have a huge advantage on every trade. This is how my top millionaire students and I win more than we lose. Leave a comment below. Say, I will be dedicated. I will capitalize. And I'll see you guys in chat.